Hello, hello, and welcome to Heal Your Heart, Heal Your Body with Marina Crispy, episode 32 and day 25 of 50 podcasts in 60 days. We're halfway there. I can't even believe I've made it this far. I know I've taken a few days break, but I've been all over the place with just different groups. It's just been amazing, just amazing. So I'm here to talk to you. Let's talk today about your burdens, what it is that you're holding on to. Because there was that prayer that Jesus said to God before his crucifixion, where he said in Luke 22:42, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. That cup stands for the enormous burden that he knew he was going to have to take on for us, right? And he was like, even right before, when he knew what he had to do for us, he was like, Father, take this burden from me. Remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. So what is your cup? What is your enormous burden that you would just like to hand over to God? Ask him, say, Father, take this from me, whatever it may be. Issues in your finances, issues in your marriage, issues in your health, just your children, something might be going wrong with your children. Whatever this enormous burden is, ask him to take care of it in his will. In his will. But always remember, his will be done. He said it in the end. Thine will be done. So what we have to do is we have to allow God to take it. And then wait patiently. Allow him and trust and believe that he is going to take care of it. In his will, but thine be done. So what is your cup? And how are you going to allow God, and you're going to take your hands off the wheel and allow him to take care of what needs to be taken care of? So I know with myself, sometimes I find it really difficult when I'm struggling in areas of my life, be it my home life, my finances, my family, my marriage, my health, my business. We have things that pop up and we have struggles in all areas. Nothing is ever promised to be a rose garden or raindrops and gumdrops, and all be sweet and easy, because it doesn't work out that way. We're going to have hiccups. We're going to have bumps in the road. We're going to have periods of time. But in those periods of time, we have to figure out, why do we keep doing the same thing over and over again? I myself have done the same thing over and over again. Why is that? Is it because we're trying to please people? Is it because we were raised in an environment that what was expected of us, or what was done that we witnessed, and this is how we grew because it's something that's ingrained in us before we were 7 years old? There's a lot of things that happen in life that just stay subconsciously in our mind. And if we keep seeing the same record playing over and over and over again, and I'll fall witness to that because I have done it myself. You play that record over and over again, and it happens again, and you're like, this year I'm not going through that crap, and boom, it's there. Why is it there? And then you get frustrated. And the frustration comes with, I'm sick of this same cycle. I'm sick of this same problem. I get it. I've walked it. I understand it. I know where you're coming from. And I am still doing the work. I do the work every single day on how to get myself out of that normal cycle, that record playing, that if you want to say it's in the family heritage, or it's a family curse or a generational curse, whatever you want to call it, it's something that you need to really work on and dissect and get through. So it's been a process for me, because I'm in that dissective mode right now as well. And I'm dissecting who I am, who I was, where I want to go, where I'm going, and how I'm going to get there. Who are going to be the players in this game with me, who aren't. So it's just this constant learning yourself, understanding where it comes from, and learning how to weed the garden. And weeding the garden means, like, if you grew up listening to money is the root of all evil, if you grew up listening to an impoverished mindset, as I did, I grew up listening to money, will never have enough, there's never enough, people who have money are not nice, you have to beg, borrow, and steal, you have money is the root of all evil, the ugly comes out of people over money. It's like, I've heard all of that, and now I'm retraining myself that that's not the case. God has blessings, and he has miracles, and he has favor for us. We just have to I have to cut that loose and ask God for his guidance and ask God for his wisdom. And I have to ask him to take my cup. Take that from me. Take it from me. So now I can move into that new season where I'm open to receiving what is mine. I'm open to receiving a profitable, moving, growing business. I'm open to receiving that I am worth having that business, that ministry, that anything I really want. I have to be open to receiving it, as you do. We have to be open to receiving it. But if we stay in that similar mindset that we were in, then it's going to play over and over and over again. It's going to be the constant game, the constant chasing the mouse, constant chasing the dollar, constant, like, how am I going to get further in life? It's going to be the constant. How about in your marriage? If it's a constant fight, constant always nitpicking, constant always driving the other person crazy because it's your way or no way, or not feeling that you're worthy enough to be loved the way you should be. So you put up with a lot of crap because you might have grown up in a household where one parent was more dominant than the other, and your learned behaviors are from your childhood. So these are things that we literally have to go back to square one. And friends, I'm in it now, and I'm constantly working. We should always be constantly working on ourselves and what our life patterns are, to improve, to move forward, to greater our existence, to leave a better legacy behind. I am in a 40-day journey. I'm on day 28, and I've recruited people to join in with me. I have my cousin. I have a couple of friends. Actually, I have 2 cousins and a couple of friends that we are in this together, so we can hold each other up through this 40-day process. 40 days. Who walked 40 days through the forest, right? 40 days and 40 nights. So 40 days is 40 days. And some days are harder than others. Some days may take me 3 days to get through because it's a lot of stuff, and it just triggers things that you thought that you handled, or you thought that you put to rest. And all of a sudden, boom, it's back in your face again. And it's things that you have to deal with, right? So in my journey of healing and moving forward in this 40 days is I'm learning to ask God to take my cup, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. I'm asking him, God, take this burden with what I'm going through right now, with what I'm dealing with right now. Turn it over. Make it new again. Allow me to walk in your favor. Allow me to walk in the miracles that you have for me. But in order for him to allow me, I have to be open to receiving all that he has for me. Until I'm open to healing, to forgiving, to doing the work on myself and stop posting blame on everyone else, I need to fix me. Where I messed up, what I'm holding on, what's hiding inside my subconscious. And I need to pull it out one by one and clean it up, like pulling the dandelions out of the garden. And then replanting with all the goodness that God has for me. So who's walking through that right now as I am? Who's saying, why is this happening again? What in the world is going on? You need to stop. You need to look at yourself. You need to look at your patterns. It's hard. It's hard, my friends, to look at the patterns and deal with them and deal with the ugly. In order for us to see that beautiful flower garden, we need to look at the ugly weeds and pull every single one of them. And it's not easy. I know it's not, because I'm going through it. I'm doing it. I'm in my 40 days. I'm 28 days under my belt. And I feel like I have 100 more to go, because it's like, oh, what's next? But the beauty in it, not only am I learning, learning about me and learning where all of this came from, I'm learning how to receive and change. That's huge. Receive and change. So until we're ready for that complete change, that complete overhaul, looking it dead in the face, like David and Goliath, looking that monster, that giant in the face and taking it down. I've ugly cried. I've happy cried. I've wanted to stay in bed and sleep all day. I've wanted to run away and not come back. Every feeling that you could imagine, I felt it. And we have to feel those things to get through it. Right? We have to do all this to be able to do all the things that we have our heart and what God's planted inside of us. So for me to continue to grow this ministry, I need to work on myself, or I really can't speak to any of it, right? How can I share with you, friends, we have to work on this, and then I'm sitting back twiddling my thumbs thinking just because I talked about it that I'm good. It's not how it works. I have to do the work too. We all have to do the work. But we can't do the work alone. Even Jesus, when he was going to crucifixion the night before, he was asking, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. He knew what was going to happen. He knew what was in store for him. And he was saying, Father, just take the burden from me, and I will do what you ask. Every day I say, God, just get me one more step closer to the finish line. One day closer to learning and changing and fixing myself. And I will do all that you ask me to do. I will speak where you want me to speak. I will touch the person you want me to touch. Just show me the way. And wait for him. And not take over. And not get stuck. And that's the way my life is supposed to be. Or I don't know why I'm going through this again. Why does this always happen to me? Friends, these are all words that have come out of my mouth. So you aren't the only ones. It's come out of my mouth. But now I'm learning. I'm taking the 40 days and I'm learning every day why these things are happening. Why do I fall into this? Or why did I stay on this hamster wheel for the last 10 years of my life? You know, it's crazy to even think about it, but it happens. It may be something that was said to you years ago, like you aren't going to amount to anything, or this family doesn't make money like this, or this family we're not entrepreneurs. You need to work for somebody. You need to go work in an office. Being an artist isn't going to work for you. You know, these are things that you might have heard. You know, these are things that I heard. You aren't going to amount to anything. You're going to be barefoot and pregnant and you're not going to amount to anything. You know, these are just questions and statements that may have been said. You're not worth it. Or you can't hold a position like that. You're not smart enough. You can't be an entrepreneur. You don't have brains for that. How many of you right now can raise your hand and say those words were spoken over me? But those are things that lay quietly in our subconscious. And then when we get so far that you're almost there to see the breakthrough, you're almost there to see the break of light, and you jump back and you sabotage yourself. How many of you have been there? I'm raising my hand on that one. How many of you have been there? How many of you just did it recently? I'm going to tell you right now, this is the first time in all of my doing, because I'm doing these 40 days, that I have continued, followed through, not told myself I can't do it, especially when I told my family I was going into ministry, in the healing ministry. They were like, they thought it was hysterical. They thought I was crazy. They were like, why would you do that? But when God puts something on your heart, when God puts something so deep within you and you know what it is, and then finally you're strong enough and you have the courage and the belief to step out in who He created you to be, is unbelievable. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't have days where I don't feel like doing this. You know, the days that I miss, that I haven't done in the last couple of days, I literally miss doing it. But I just run out of hours of time. Not only am I doing this, I work with people with their health. I work with people with their trauma. You know, I don't just do podcast work. I do trauma work. I do work in autoimmune disease. I do people's health and diet. I mean, I'm working out. I'm getting myself fit and caring of myself, which, friends, I want to share with you, with all the other stuff that I've held on to about my finances, myself, my money, my job, my career. I put a stop on my health. Like I wasn't taking care of me. And remember, God lives inside of us. Once we take Him in, He lives inside of us. This is His temple. So not only am I doing it for my health, I'm doing it so God has a good place to live. A healthy place to live. And it's not been easy. There's some mornings I wake up and I don't want to push play. I don't want to do it. But I push play. I don't go to the gym because, friends, I know that I'm not going to get in the car at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, drive to the gym, work out, come home, change. I'm not going to do it. So I do it home here. And now I coach other people to do it in their home. And I raise up women who are like me, so they can see that I'm doing it right along with them. I have work to be done on me, as everybody has work to be done on them. So we don't only do the same hamster wheel of in our finances or in our marriage or in our business. We also do it in our health. How many of you start a program out and you're doing great, 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 and then boom, you fall off and it's like now that you gain that weight back and plus more? I think we've all been there, right? Because we self-sabotage ourselves. Why are we able to do that? Why do we do it? Hang on a second, I just have to take a quick sip. Why do we do it? Because it may be something that we heard, or maybe we feel like we're not worthy to look good because then somebody might actually think we're beautiful. Oh, horrid. What would that be like? Or maybe somebody might look at us differently. Or maybe we may really feel good in those clothes, that we carry ourselves differently. Or maybe we're trying to just lower our cholesterol, or get off the blood pressure meds, or get off the anti-anxiety meds. You know, these are just things that we might want to do for ourselves, and somebody may notice. And who do we think we are if somebody notices what we look like, or how we've changed, or how we've grown into this person that we're growing into? You know, there's sometimes that people just won't grow with us. There's sometimes that people will bring us down because they're struggling in areas of their life that they're seeing that we're growing in. But that's okay. That doesn't mean you stop loving them. That just means that you separate yourself from them for a little while. It's all good. But we have to do the work, even when we don't want to. That's the action step. But we also have to stop and listen to God and hear what He's calling us to do. And we also need to reach up and ask Him to help us. Father, if Thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but Thine be done. Father, how do You want me to prosper? Father, how do You want me to grow? Father, how do You want me to touch the lives of others? Father, how do You want me to heal me inside so I can be productive in the work You're calling me to do? Father, I'm asking You to remove this cup, to take this burden, this lack of finances, this lack of mental stability, this lack of health, this lack of, you name it, You put it in there. You fill in the blank. Because only You and God know what you're going through. But as I'm sitting here right now and talking, God's calling, putting it on my heart right now, that there's somebody out there that's struggling with who they are as a person. You're struggling right now because when you were little, you took all the burdens of your family and you carried them on your shoulders so long. You took the blame. You took the blame for everything. It's not yours. It's not yours. You got to lay it down. Ask God to take your cup. Ask Him to take that. He's saying it's already time to lay it down. He's saying, lay it down. It's okay. I've got you. It's not your area to hang on to. So, friends, if any of this resonates with you, or you're carrying a cup so big that you can't even lift it anymore for yourself, ask God to take the cup. Tell Him, not my will, but yours. Yours, God. Take the cup so I can be, do, and create everything that You've asked me to, everything that You've put inside of me. Take my cup. and have the faith and the belief that he's going to do all that he promised. His will be done. His will be done. How amazing is that? So friends, if you have any questions, or you'd like to work with me, you like to chat with me, or you like to spend some time with me, you can just message me at Marina Crispy at marinacrispyhnp.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, Marina Crispy. You can follow me on Instagram. You can reach me on Instagram as Marina Crispy. If you're looking for help in your areas of health, trauma, they're all connected. They're all connected. Health, trauma, life itself. Reach out to me. I'm here for you. Schedule an appointment on my website, marinacrispyhnp.com. Schedule a 15-minute phone call. We'll get on a face-to-face Zoom. And we can work it out there. Let's do it. Let's get together. If you want to share this, share it. Subscribe. If you feel like you're getting a lot from this, subscribe. Share it with your friends. Subscribing and sharing is the only way that's going to make this podcast grow. And I really would appreciate it if you did. If you're getting fed from this podcast, share, subscribe. Let your friends, your family know what you're listening to, what's helping support you throughout your days. And I'd love to hear from you. I really would. And if you have any comments on things that you want to hear more about, put them in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking about. Okay? Until the next time, my friends, be blessed, stay healthy, and thank you again for hanging out with me. Love you much. Take care. Bye-bye.